Someone gets a phone call. The person calling is a girl who already died. So if she's calling, does that mean she's alive? No, she's calling from the past. So imagine this, someone very close to you dies, and then a situation comes up where you can actually save their life again. What would you do? Today we're going to look at a mind-blowing sci-fi time travel story about exactly that. So a big hello to everyone, especially the Watch with ASLU family. Make sure you all subscribe to Watch with ASLU because today we're getting into a sci-fi investigation thriller called Don't Let Go. At the start of the story in Los Angeles, there's a teenage girl named Ashley. She's walking by the roadside, but no car is coming to pick her up. So right away Ashley calls her uncle. The man driving the car is named Jack. He's a police detective and his phone rings. It's Ashley calling because Jack is Ashley's uncle. He answers and asks what's going on, and Ashley says he was supposed to pick her up today, but the person who was meant to come never showed up and she doesn't know where he went. She asks if he can come pick her up, so Jack immediately goes and picks Ashley up. He takes Ashley to a restaurant and buys her some food. Jack doesn't have a wife or kids of his own. Ashley is actually his brother's daughter, but he thinks of her like his own daughter. Ashley says her dad told her he'd come pick her up but never came, uncle. She says she thinks her dad just doesn't like her. Jack tells her not to talk like that. He probably just got stuck with some work, and he calms Ashley down. The next day, while Jack is working, he gets a call from Ashley. He answers while still working. She's drawing a picture and telling her uncle about everything that happened at school and at home, while Jack keeps working. He's just going, Mom. She says, Uncle, you're just going, Mom, you're not going to talk to me. He says, actually, don't get upset, I'm a bit busy at work right now. She says, if you were at work you could have told me earlier, why would I disturb you, and she hangs up. Now Jack really loves his brother's daughter Ashley a lot, so he doesn't even have the heart to not answer her calls. But Ashley understands well, and she's the one who hangs up. After that, while Jack is working at the station, again he gets a call from Ashley. He wonders what she's going to complain about today and answers, but Ashley sounds very panicked. She's saying, Uncle, can you hear me? Please save me. It sounds like she's screaming, and within moments the call cuts off. Now Jack doesn't know what to do. He quickly starts heading to Ashley's house. When he gets there, the house is very quiet. He knocks on the door from outside. Nobody comes. Scared, Jack slowly opens the door, and as he steps inside, he finds his brother's wife, Ashley's mother, dead. Seeing this, Jack senses something has gone very wrong. He takes out his gun and slowly, carefully moves forward. They had a dog in the house, and it too is dead. Someone shot it. As he slowly enters the bedroom, he finds his brother also dead, lying on the bed. Seeing this shakes Jack, and there's a box full of drugs there. The moment he sees it, Jack understands. Jack's brother had been running a drug business. A problem in that business led the gang to come to the house and kill Jack's brother's entire family. But Ashley is missing. Hoping nothing happened to Ashley, he slowly enters the bathroom and finds that they killed Ashley in the bathtub. Seeing Ashley dead, that's it for him. He can't even speak. People from the department arrive to handle it. Jack is in deep pain because this was the only family he had. Without them, he has no one to call his own. The man is completely broken. He himself performs the final rites for everyone who died. Later in the car, Jack tells his friend, I'm the reason my brother's family is dead. I'm a police detective. I should have found out earlier that my brother was doing this kind of drug business. If I had, I could have saved their lives. He blames himself and is consumed by guilt. His friend says, look, Jack, this has nothing to do with you, understand? And that gang that did this to your brother's family, we won't let them get away with it. Don't worry, you rest well. I'll handle this case, he says. So Jack goes home, and instead of resting, he keeps watching videos of Ashley on his phone, because that girl used to call him at least 5 times a day and chatter on and on. Jack misses all of that now. Sadly, he puts the phone aside, and while he's sitting there grieving, suddenly he gets a phone call. He looks to see who it is, and it's from Ashley. Jack is shocked because Ashley is dead. If a call is coming from her phone, he can't understand who's doing it. Before he can even answer, the call cut off. When Jack calls back, he can't get through, it's disconnected. So Jack goes straight to the department and asks whether his dead niece Ashley's phone is here in their department. They tell him it isn't. They didn't bring any evidence back. Everything is still at the house. So he goes to Ashley's house. Where did she die? In the bathroom, in the bathtub, and that's where the phone is. When Ashley died, they must have dropped it in the water. The phone is completely dead, which means there's no way a call could have come from that phone. So who called? While he's confused, again a call comes from Ashley's number. But the phone is sitting right here broken. How is this call coming? Baffled, Jack answers it. First there's a strange electrical sound on the call. Then Jack's own words echo back, hello, hello, hello. After that, Ashley speaks. He's shocked. How can the dead Ashley speak? He asks who's talking. She replies, who do you think it is? Jack can't tell if this is real or if he's hallucinating. He tells the Ashley on the call, whatever this is, at least I want to believe you're not dead, and the call cuts off. Jack is completely confused about what's happening. He can't sleep all night and keeps punching a punching bag. Then again a call comes from Ashley and he answers. It's Ashley, talking very normally, rambling like usual. Jack is confused. He says, Ashley, you already told me this. She says, I already told you. I'm telling you this just now, uncle. So Jack says, okay, where are you right now? She says, I'm at home, talking from my bedroom. He immediately takes a car and drives to Ashley's house. There the murder has happened, police have come and closed it off. There's nobody inside. But the Ashley on the call says, I'm talking from inside my house. Confused, Jack sees there's a garage next door. When he goes into the garage, there's a can of spray paint inside. Seeing it, Jack says, Ashley, if you're really at home, then go to the garage just outside the house. There's spray paint in that garage. Take it and put an X mark on the garage door, he says. She asks, why should I do this? He says, it's just a game, do it. He says it, then waits in the car, but Ashley never comes out of the house. The garage stays closed the way it was closed. Maybe this is all imagination, maybe I'm just rambling, he thinks, and opens the garage door. When he steps inside, he suddenly feels as if Ashley has come to that spot. She hasn't really come, but he feels it. When he suddenly turns around, all this time the garage door had nothing written on it. But now there's a big X mark. Is this imagination or real? He doesn't know what to make of it. He quickly runs outside and grabs the newspaper. It's the June 29th newspaper. The murder happened on June 28th. This newspaper came a day later. So he immediately asks the Ashley on the phone, Ashley, what's today's date? And she says, it's June 25th today, uncle, don't you know? And now everything becomes clear to him. Actually, the Ashley talking to him on the phone is calling from the past, from June 25th. That is, 3 days before the murder. So all this time there was no X mark in that shed. But when he told the Ashley in the past to put an X with spray paint, she put it in the past. So the X mark appears in the future too. Now they show us the Ashley in the past. She's inside the shed because she put the X mark. While she's in the shed, she's on the call with Jack. She says, Uncle Jack, Dad is talking to someone. There's some scary sports car kind of thing there. In the future, Jack understands. Ashley's dad must definitely be talking to the killer. Because Ashley's dad had some connection with a drug gang, and a problem in that is why they wiped out the whole family. So Jack tells the Ashley in the past, Ashley, look at the face of the man your dad is talking to. She says, I can't see his face, uncle, but it's a white sports car, that much I can see. Immediately the future Jack rushes into the house. All the evidence is there. In his brother's, that is Ashley's father's diary, there's a name written, Talk to George. So Jack, through the phone, asks the Ashley in the past, do you know anyone named George? If you know anything about him, tell me. She says, no, Uncle Jack, I don't know anyone like that. And Mom is calling me to eat, I'll call you later, and she hangs up. Ashley doesn't realize she's been calling her future Uncle Jack. She thinks everything is normal. But only Jack knows that Ashley is calling from the past. So Jack starts thinking. In his current timeline, everyone is already dead. But the Ashley on the call is talking from 3 days before the murder from the past. So if he can somehow stop this murder through these phone calls, the whole timeline will change. The dead will come back to life. So this is his plan. The next day at the station, Jack is thinking about this case. Ashley called from the 28th. The murder happened on the 28th. Now 1 day has passed. There are only 2 days left, he's written on his calendar. A senior police officer there sees this. What's this? You've written only 2 days left. He covers it up, saying it's just a timeline I'm putting together of what happened from before the murder until now, nothing else. Because how can he say my dead niece is calling from the past? Who would believe that? Meanwhile, in the past, Ashley listens to what Jack said and starts searching for who George is, going through her dad's details and diary. She seems to find some information. In the future, that senior officer sees the notes Jack stuck on the wall and the talk to George his brother wrote. He sees it and asks, "What, George?" "Yes, sir, my brother wrote this on a sticky note. We need to find out who George is." Now the senior officer says, "I think you're touching something very big, because George is a terrifying man who runs a drug business. We've never seen who he is or what he looks like. An eyewitness once described what George looks like, and this is the drawing he made. But the very next day they killed that eyewitness too. So this George isn't a man our department is hunting. He's a man our whole department is scared of. So don't think about George anymore. Go home and rest," the senior officer says. Jack says okay and goes home. But even at home, he keeps thinking about this case. Nobody in the department will help Jack with this case. The only one who helps is his friend, the one named Bobby. So Jack goes to him and shows the evidence photos from the murder scene. He says, "Look, there's a liquor bottle here. My brother never drank. So how did it get here? The killer made it look like my brother got drunk and killed his own family. So we have to find out who George is quickly," Jack says. The friend, Officer Bobby, says, "But we don't know who George is or what he looks like. How do we even begin?" Jack says, "I have a way." And while he's talking, a call comes from Ashley, that is, from the Ashley in the past. Saying he has some work, Jack steps aside and starts talking to Ashley. The Ashley in the past is walking the dog while talking on the phone with him. She says, "Uncle Jack, you asked who George is. Dad had written down George's address." Jack says, "Super Ashley, tell me that address." She says, "Why tell you on the phone? I'm right outside your house right now." "Open the door, I'm coming in," she says. Jack is shocked. Because the Jack talking on the phone now is from the future. The Ashley is in the past. In the past, there's another Jack who's inside the house. But that past Jack knows nothing about any of this. If Ashley suddenly says, "Here's the address you asked for," that past Jack won't understand anything. He'll say, "When did I ask for an address?" It'll just cause unnecessary confusion. So the future Jack says, "Ashley, look, this is a very, very dangerous matter. If you come to my house now, that's it, everyone will be alerted. Your dad's life is in danger. Listen to me. Don't come near my house. Don't meet me in person, understand? We can only talk on the phone. Go home properly," he says. She says okay, "Then I'll just tell you the address on the phone," and she tells him on the phone and goes home. In the future, Jack hears the address and drives straight to it, thinking it must be the address of George, the killer from the drug gang. But when he gets there, the house has a big lock on it. The bank seems to have seized the whole house. Nobody lives there now. Wondering how this happened, as he comes out he sees lots of mail and letters at that address. He's looking through them. Then suddenly a gang arrives in a car and starts shooting from inside the car. Jack quickly runs and hides behind a car. The gang leaves. As he tries to come back to his car, he sees blood coming from his stomach. A bullet from the gang's shooting hit his stomach and he's bleeding badly. So instead of going to the hospital, Jack goes straight to the station. Everyone there sees Jack bleeding and says, "Jack, what happened to you? Let's get to the hospital quickly." But Jack says, "Forget all that, I have important work." He goes to the evidence room, finds the box of drugs from his dead brother's house, and when he looks at it, there's a delivery date on it. Looking at this, he realizes that right about now in the past where Ashley is, that box would have been delivered to their house. Her dad kept this box under the bed because in the future after the murder they found it. Then again a call comes from Ashley. Without answering it, he slowly starts moving out, blood dripping. He can't walk and collapses to the floor. Lying down, he tells Ashley, "Ashley, quickly call 911. Under your dad's bed at home there's a box. It's full of drugs. Tell the police about this." As he says it, the call cuts off. Jack passes out. Everyone there quickly loads Jack into a car to get him to the hospital. In the past, Ashley doesn't understand why Uncle Jack is talking like this. Fine, let's go in person, she thinks, and goes to see the past Jack. He opens the door. What is it, Ashley? What's the matter? She says, no, why did you say all that? He says, what did I say? Don't joke around. She says, Uncle, this isn't some simple, ordinary matter. You know how much trouble this could cause. He says, hey, Ashley, what did I say? I don't understand what you're talking about. Oh, so this is a joke too. She says, this isn't something to joke about, Uncle. I really don't like what you're doing. Ashley gets upset and leaves. The past Jack doesn't understand why she came, what she's talking about, or why she left upset. After that, Ashley goes home. In the bedroom, her mom and dad are there. Then she sees there's a box under the bed. Now Ashley understands. Maybe, just like Uncle said, there are drugs in that box. She quickly comes out and calls 911, asks to be connected to the police department, and starts telling them what happened. So in the real, original timeline, Ashley never made a call like this to the police. But now, listening to what the future Jack said, she makes this call, and this changes the timeline. In the future, Jack, who was shot in the stomach and in the car heading to the hospital, suddenly starts getting new memories. In the original timeline, Ashley and her whole family had died. Ashley had died in the bathtub. But in this timeline, Ashley died in her bedroom. He gets the memories of this new timeline. And the bullet wound in his stomach, it's now gone completely. Now he's outside doing rounds with his friend, Officer Bobby. So Jack takes a newspaper in the car. When he looks at it, originally they should have died on June 28th. But because Ashley called the police and changed the timeline, this time in this timeline, they die a day earlier, on June 27th. So Jack still couldn't save his family. This time they die a day earlier. This makes him struggle a lot. His friend, Officer Bobby, says, hey, what happened? You suddenly jolted awake and you're rambling. He says, no, my brother's family died. I'm just thinking about that. Did Ashley call 911 and say there were drugs like this? Yes, she did. When we went to check, there were no drugs at all in the house. And afterward, when they looked, a terrible murder had happened. Everyone was dead. He's going over all the details of the case. Importantly, Ashley's bag has gotten wet. So that bag, too, is inside the house where the murder happened. So Jack immediately goes to Ashley's house. He sees there's a big hole in the door. Up where Ashley died, the window is all broken. She must have tried to escape through it, but the killer killed her before she could. Looking at all this, while Jack is sad at this time in the past, after calling 911, Ashley starts following a car. She sees a place like a big warehouse. Hiding at that place, Ashley watches as some gang members grab her dad and start beating him. So Ashley immediately calls Jack, but that call connects to the future Jack. He answers and asks, Ashley, what happened? She says, like you said, I called 911 and told them about the drugs. But the moment I told them, my dad suddenly took off somewhere. I followed him and there's a warehouse. They've got my dad there and they're beating him, she says. He asks, which warehouse? Tell me the address. She tells him the address, and in the future he's already heading to that same warehouse. Ashley says there are lots of cars here, and Jack says, note down all the car numbers. Or just tell them to me, he says, but the line cuts off. Ashley's phone battery is very low, so she can't keep talking. What Ashley does is write down all the car numbers on a tissue paper and keeps it in her bag. So whichever warehouse the past Ashley is at, the future Jack arrives at that same warehouse. He sees a white sports car there. This is the same car Ashley saw in the past. Wondering if this might be George's car, he calls his friend Officer Bobby and gives him the car's number, saying find out who the owner of this license plate is. Meanwhile, in the past, some men spot Ashley at the warehouse. Ashley quickly runs away from there. Similarly, in the future, some men at the warehouse spot Jack and start shooting at him. Again, in this timeline too, he gets shot in the stomach. But still he escapes from there. The same way in the past, Ashley escapes too. While escaping and crossing a river, her bag falls down. The man chasing her picks up that bag. Jack, who got hit in the stomach, temporarily ties up the wound tightly. Again, a call comes from Ashley. He asks, Ashley, where are you? She says, we always go to a restaurant, that's where I am. Okay, stay there, I'm coming too, he says, and goes to that same restaurant. He asks, I told you to note the number plates of the cars there. Did you do it? She says, I wrote them on a tissue paper, but I had it in my bag and I lost my bag on the way. Hearing this, Jack gets a big shock. Because if Ashley lost the bag on the way, then how was that bag inside the house when she died? Puzzled, he asks Ashley, how did the bag end up back home? She asks, how do you know that? You weren't there. First tell me how it got there, then I'll tell you everything. So she says, when I was crossing a river, my bag fell in the water. A man behind me picked it up. I've told you, now you tell me, Ashley says. Jack heads straight to that restaurant. He says, I'm at that restaurant right now too. Ashley doesn't understand. She says, but I'm looking around inside, you're not here. He says, because Ashley, you're in the past, I'm 2 weeks in the future. Hearing this, Ashley is confused. She says, what are you saying, uncle? Please don't joke. He says, I'm not joking, I'm telling the truth. There's a bubble gum dispenser next to you. Take any color bubble gum, chew it well, and tell me which table you're sitting at. Stick it underneath that table. So Ashley takes a colored gum, chews it, and sticks it under the table she's at and tells him the table. Since she stuck it in the past, in the future that bubble gum will be stuck there too. The future Jack takes it. He says it's red bubble gum, and Ashley is shocked. So you really are talking from the future. Then give the phone to the Ashley in the future. I want to talk to her a little, she says. Jack becomes sad. He says, the thing is, Ashley, right now your dad has connected with a big drug gang. They're going to kill all of you very brutally. Hearing this, the poor girl becomes very sad. She says, so I'm going to die. Hey, no, you won't die. You're talking to me right now. Understand? We can stop this somehow. Just listen to me. Again, don't go anywhere near the house. You know my friend Officer Bobby, I'll give you his number. Call him, he'll help you. And don't worry, Ashley, I'm here for you. I'll never leave you ever. The little girl Ashley says, I know, Uncle Jack. I can feel that you're here with me right now. I can feel it. But I just can't see you. Both of them ache for each other. They show us. The two of them sitting side by side as if together. But what separates them isn't distance, it's time, a gap of time. So after finishing the call with Ashley with the wound in his stomach, Jack goes straight to the department. He goes to the evidence room and takes Ashley's bag. The senior officer and his friend the officer come there. Hey Jack, with a wound in your stomach, what are you doing? He says, listen to me. Ashley's bag wasn't at the murder scene at all. Someone else brought it and planted it there. Ashley left it in the water. The car numbers of those killers, she wrote them all inside this. He pulls out a tissue paper from inside, but it's all smudged and ruined. Seeing this, Jack is very upset. We didn't get a single clue, he says. The senior officer gets angry. Who told you this bag wasn't at the murder scene but outside? And that Ashley wrote car numbers inside this bag, who told you that? Jack can't say anything, because if he says it, they definitely won't believe him. They'll call him crazy, so he stays quiet. The angry senior officer says, look here, your friend's job is done. Take his badge and gun. I'm suspending him. Then the friend officer says, sir, before you decide, listen to one thing I have to say. Jack gave me a car number and asked me to trace it. That car number belongs to a person named Lee who works in our department. Maybe that Lee is George. And he drops this big bombshell. Jack asks, what are you talking about? Then the senior officer and the friend officer Bobby take him outside and explain. George is a terrifying drug smuggler. There are many of his men inside our own department. That's why we could never build any case against George. To this day, no one's been able to find out who George is. Putting together everything you've said, the one named Lee in our department must be George. To confirm it, we have a spy inside that gang. Let's go meet him, they say, and they head to a deserted, remote place. Because if they're seen with that person anywhere in the city, that's it, the person will be caught, the spy. So they go to a private, remote spot. Meanwhile, in the past, Ashley has been going all over on public transport and finally reaches a point where she can't go anywhere else. Jack had told her to contact his friend Officer Bobby, so she contacts him and he comes. He picks Ashley up. She tells him everything that happened, but she doesn't tell him anything about the time travel. Jack had said, don't tell Uncle Jack anything. My dad has connected with a drug gang. The drugs are in the house. She tells him things like that. In the future, Jack, the senior officer and the friend officer all come to a private place. The moment they arrive, the friend officer suddenly shoots and kills the senior officer right there. And here we get the big twist. Actually, who is George? George is Jack's own friend, Officer Bobby. There are corrupt police officers in the department, and using them and the gang members outside, He's been running a whole drug business. And he's the one who killed Ashley and Ashley's mom and dad. Jack only finds this out now. But it's too late. Now Jack is trapped with this Bobby. Just as he's trapped in the future and the past, Ashley trusts the friend officer Bobby as a good man and goes along with him. He takes Ashley straight to her house. He goes there, sends everyone inside, and brutally, with a gun in hand, tries to kill them. The girl Ashley is terrified. He's the one behind everything. Ashley's dad says, "Hey, what are you doing?" He says, "Someone called 911 and it was none other than your daughter. Since I was in the department, I told you in advance and saved you. Because if you got caught, wouldn't I get caught? Your daughter spills out everything that happened. Who would have told your daughter? It must be you." Ashley's dad says, "No, I didn't tell her anything." "Then how would your daughter know exactly that there are drugs under the bed and tell the police? Are you washing your hands of it from inside?" He says and shoots Ashley's dad dead. Ashley and her mom run in fear. When he fires a shotgun, it makes a big hole in the door. At the same time, in the future, that friend officer Bobby looks at Jack and says, "Hey, how do you know all this? Where was Ashley's bag found? We were the ones who brought it after killing the girl and planted it in the house. There was no GPS device or anything in that bag. So how did you find out? It means there's another person. Tell me who that person is, because after I take you out, I have to hunt and kill them next. Tell me, who is it?" The friend officer asks, and Jack says it's Ashley. "Ashley, I shot and killed her with my own hands. She's dead." "Yes, that's true, but the Ashley who calls me is calling from the past. Who is this? What is he rambling about? Hey, does what you're saying actually happen? Doesn't it sound crazy to you? Stop with these stories and tell me the truth. Who is it?" He keeps probing. At this time in the past, after killing Ashley's mother too, the friend officer comes to kill Ashley next. Ashley is in her room. She doesn't know what to do. She breaks the window glass and starts escaping out through it. The friend officer comes chasing right behind her, so she reaches a safe spot and calls. That call connects to the future Jack. He's in a life-or-death situation right in front of the friend officer. The moment the call comes, he shows it to the friend officer. "What? Ashley's calling, but she's dead." He answers and puts it on loudspeaker. "Uncle Jack, who's chasing me? Do you know who it is?" "It's your friend," the girl says, and here the future friend officer is shocked. "Hey, what's happening here? I don't understand any of this." He's baffled. Jack tells Ashley, "Ashley, I'm in a bad situation too right now. You have to save me too. If you want to save me, you have to escape somehow, Ashley. If you can, kill him. If he dies, my whole timeline will vanish. The future me will disappear. All my pain and sadness will be erased along with it. You staying alive, that's what matters," he says. The future friend officer, listening to this, thinks he's rambling and is about to shoot him. Jack is shouting on his way out. The past Ashley hears this too and is very worried. While she's thinking she has to escape somehow, she realizes that in this past where she is, there's a Jack. The one in danger right now is the future Jack. The past Jack is here, so she can ask him for help. Shouting, Uncle Jack, she runs to his house. The friend officer comes behind her. Just as he's about to catch her, hearing the noise, the past Jack comes to that spot. "Ashley, what happened? Hey, why are you bringing Ashley here?" he asks. The friend officer says, "What can I do? The secret can't get out. For that I killed your brother and your brother's wife. Next I have to kill this brat." "Fine, I was about to kill her, but you showed up. Now I have no other choice, I have to kill you too." But the past Jack doesn't understand why the friend officer is talking like this. Immediately Ashley says, "Uncle Jack, listen to me. In the future you're fighting for your life. To save you, this man has to die here. Believe what I'm saying, please." Jack, not understanding what's going on, takes out his gun and shoots the friend officer dead. That's it, he dies. So because the friend officer died in the past, the whole timeline changes. Because of this, the timeline gets erased, and in the future Jack, the friend officer, everyone disappears. So the past now becomes the present. The past Jack knows nothing about any of this time travel. He runs over, hugs Ashley and says, "Don't worry, nothing's wrong with you, I'm here." So the only one who knows about all this time travel is Ashley alone. So the story ends right here. You shouldn't ask how that phone call went to the future because that's a big plot hole. They don't give any reason for why this call came. To handle it, some movies bring in a strange storm, and through interference the call goes to the future. They could have put in something like that. Setting that aside, it really is a good story. You'll all definitely like it. If you liked it, drop a like. And remember to subscribe to Watch with ASLU and give us your support. Tomorrow we'll watch another next level movie. Until then, lots of love, guys.